To the family, dignitaries, friends of Miss Aretha Franklin, it is with sad eyes and a very heavy heart that I stand before you today to celebrate our queen, Aretha. I was introduced to Aretha by my mother. We grew up on the west side of Chicago. And before this thing called the women's rights, equal rights, the women's movement, before those catchphrases were out, Aretha and my mom, somehow they connected through the music. My mom was from Vicksburg, Mississippi. And in the 60s, in the 70s, my mom would sit in the windowsill, humming the words to I Say a Little Prayer for You. And Tyler, my mom was no different than yours. I seem to always know what was going on between my mom and dad by Aretha's music. My father had just lost his job, so the music, I Say a Little Prayer for You, meant a lot to us in the household at that time. Aretha found a way to comfort my mom and to comfort us all during those troubling times. I got to know Aretha personally when I first got here to Detroit. I was introduced to her, Karen, Sabrina, Kincaid. It was actually the first family I met when I got here to Detroit. And I see a lot of my friends in the audience, and I know a lot of you are smiling and thinking about how I was when you first met me. And how naive I was about the world, about this thing called celebrity. I didn't know how to pay my bills. I didn't know how to pay a phone bill, electric bill. I knew nothing. And this family took care of me through some very tough times. I was honored to get to know Aretha, and she had a great love for sports. She loved the Detroit Pistons, and I know I was her favorite bad boy. But I gotta tell you, there was nothing more inspiring for me to look up and see my mom sitting in the stands, sitting next to Aretha, sandwiched in between Stevie, watching a Piston game. And I would always pause sometimes during the game and just ask myself, I wonder if they knew how many nights they got my mom through and how many tears she shed listening to Aretha's music. And to have my mom sitting right next to Aretha in the stadium was such a powerful and inspiring moment for me.